Can you hear me now? Is sound okay? I think I just had a mistake. Can you hear me now? Is it okay? Yay! Okay, I'm dumb. Give me a second. Yay! Hurry, hurry, hurry! It's time, I guess. The PNG will be on the screen soon. However, I wanted to do a bit of, a test run of some of my content that I'll be kind of streaming, like story reading, by reading the lore. So for anyone who will come back and watch this through, I hope you're excited for some lore reading. Now, I shall begin. Magnolia Fita and the Curse. A lone meadow in space. No one knows where it came from, but a lone woman stayed there. A goddess. Her name is Magnolia Fita. As she stayed in this meadow all alone, tending to the flowers with a loving smile, though she became lonely and decided to birth company for herself. Looking in her garden, she finds a pair of flowers, a single rose surrounded by a cluster of meadowsweet, and upon looking, she sees they share a root. They were perfect, and from then, she used those two flowers to be the core of two beautiful children, Rosa Kay and Ulmaria. For a while, the small family lived happily in the meadow, Magnolia Fita adoring her children, Ulmaria taking a far more protective stance over Rosa Kay, just like that meadowsweet around that rose. It was indeed who Ulmaria was, a loving daughter and sister. Though, eventually, Magnolia Fita was feeling weak. With no knowledge or anyone else around other than her children, the mother was left to slowly decay. Her death a mystery. Though to not let anything happen to the meadow they lived in, she asked her oldest child, Ulmaria, to kill her. A sacrifice to ensure the continuing life of the meadow. Blood to fertilize the flowers, one could say. For a while, Ulmaria denied, not being able to stomach the idea of losing her mother by her own hands. But as time passed, she saw her suffering. How she struggled to do simple things, only to struggle to face the true gravity of the choice that she had to make. Kill her mother and spare her of all this pain she is undergoing, or watch her slowly die in grave agony before her and her sister. And the thought of that, of Rosa Kay's devastation, or even Rosa Kay herself having to do it, Ulmaria couldn't stomach it. So she would just bear the weight of it herself. Like Magnolia Fita, in her final moments, with a smile, she looked at her daughter. Protect your sister. When Rosa Kay learned of her mother's death and how, she erupted at her older sister, not knowing that this was a decision from their mother themselves. Rosa Kay, in anger, cursed her older sister, a slow death that turned Ulmaria into a rabbit. Ulmaria, not having the heart to tell her the truth, accepted the curse and her sister's rage in full, before it blew up into a battle as Ulmaria's transformation was nearing completion, eventually coming to a head as their grueling battle was slowly destroying the meadow, leading to a spell able to erupt everything into dust. In her dying moments, Ulmaria used her life to attempt to protect Rosa Kay from the blast, though it failed, and both sisters died in the explosion, and all went dark. Until Ulmaria awoke somewhere, in the deep void of space, as planets began to litter from where the meadow used to be, though she was scattered, metaphysical, her body gone and soul spread across this space. She had awoken and became something far greater than just a goddess. In her sacrifice, she birthed reality as told here. All things happen with or against her mind and soul. A code for people, worlds, universes, for reality itself. Ulmaria is in all that exists in the space that was once that beautiful meadow. She is the code of the meadow of a rabbit dimension, a place made to carry the family's last memory, a dream to recreate that long-lost but beloved meadow they lived in, and a prayer that no one was as foolish as she was. So we're going to ignore how sad that is. Hello, Ulmaria, the code of your reality here, I suppose. However, Meadow of a Rabbit is indeed in my dimensional space where all of my works take place. And Ulmaria, as I've called, is quote unquote, the code of the reality, where all the stories exist and how they are all told, how they all work, essentially. So I hope that not only you enjoy the works within these, all my stories that are easily found in the social links below, but also just, I guess, Ulmaria as a fair. We're going to ignore, indeed, how utterly sad and terrifying that that is, as we now move on to the actual, debuting part of the debut stream. Hooray! Ta-da! Now, let's get into the quote-unquote nitty-gritty. I'm sorry I'm giggling so much. I get nervous. But hey, sad stories sometimes is best, and I just like typing sad things. But yes, do you like my PNG? It to be a rabbit. This is indeed what I looked like when I was dying. Or, I guess, Ulmaria. I like to keep some sense of separation. I am indeed a real person. Ulmaria is a faded reality, bending, dimensional, technical god. So, and I will be indeed talking about myself in ways that would not be able to ever relate to Ulmaria. So, I do not mind being called Ulmaria, for I am her, but please understand at the same time. All right. However, the bunny is more or less the form you're going to be seeing of Ulmaria all the time. Though whenever I do like sun covers and things like that, you will be seeing the true form. You will be seeing the true form, which will be put in artworks and things like that. So that's always nice. But now we shall get to the actual debuting part, talking about myself and all that lovely things. Now, rules. As I've stated, Ulmaria is not real. Ulmaria is not here to be a parasocial friend. I am here just to entertain and maybe comfort you. Please do understand that, and I would like to keep that a thing. Please keep that separated. I understand if you like what I do or like me, but please understand. Then we have be respectful, no brainer, and no spamming, political talk, or trolling. All of those things make me uncomfy, and I just don't like thinking about those. All right. I don't really think I need to go more in depth, and more rules will be added if need be. But for now, those are the only rules. Now, as I stated, I go by Ulmaria or Bun. Both of those names are fine. I do not mind being called those. Or if you want a nickname, I suppose Mari, or technically, I put goddess here as a joke. Please, I just put this here as a joke. Do not actually call me goddess. It's in character, okay? It's in character. Ulmaria is ageless. However, I am an adult, so do not worry. My birthday is August 4th. Don't do anything. And I saw other VTubers or like PNG tubers like put a hex code, so I thought I should too. And my hex code is basically this pink color that's in the background. I was going to like make it like the letters, but then I was like, too weak. I'm gonna make it just straight up the background. It's a pretty pink, okay? And I jokingly also wanted to put this joke. I birthed myself. I am the mama of this design. And if I ever were to be privileged enough to indeed get like a VTuber model or something of those lines, I indeed will still be the mama. I will forever birth myself. No one will tell me otherwise. Speaking of the design, if you don't follow me on Twitter or on Tumblr, this is the design. This is what Ulmaria looks like base-wise. I really like it. It took me so long. And I'm really pretty. Also, and that is what the Meadow Sweet flowers usually look like. Also, feel free to like look at the thumbnail and you see all the Meadow Sweets like flying over everywhere. That's also what they look like. It is also prevalent also in my overlay. So for free, feel free. It's very good. Likes. I'm very vague, but that's because I'm awkward and talking about myself is weird. So I'm going to try to make this as not as painless as painless as possible. I meant to say painless as possible. But obviously, if I'm a weeb, I don't really think I need to explain. I am indeed a weeb. I'm also a music fanatic. And in fact, I would like to compose songs to be played in the background of my streams. At the moment, I kind of just have piano, but sooner or later, I would like to compose some music for me to have in the backgrounds of my streams, or make arrangements for some songs for covers and things just for fun, because I love doing things like that. I like to think I'm very obvious that I like art. I don't really think I need to describe that in any further sense of the word. Yeah. I also game. However, I do not PC game, so I am severely sorry for anyone who expected gaming streams from me. Perhaps maybe very simple mobile games that could be played on a computer, but more or less you're kind of just gonna have to deal with this. And food-wise, seafood and sweets. Those are my favorite things. I love sweets and I love seafood. I am very easy. Do not judge me. Dislikes. Phone calls. And I like to think that many people also agree with me. Phone calls I hate them. I can do them if absolutely required, but it doesn't mean I will like it. It doesn't mean I will like it at all. I get very, very nervous. I do not like it. Tomatoes. I just hate tomatoes. I've never really liked tomatoes at all in my life, so not even tomato-based products. I'll eat some of them if they don't taste like tomato, but I'm not a big fan of tomatoes. So don't send me tomatoes, I suppose. I do not like horror, so we are not going to do anything horror-wise on this channel. I'm a weenie. As I like to say, I am a giant weenie hut junior, and I am very easily scared. Maybe reading horror stories, as long as it doesn't have images, I could probably handle, but I won't like it. So no horror. Don't ask. And water. Don't ask. And we move on. My favorite animes. My favorite anime and manga. This was very hard for me to list out, as I'm very much the type of person who I prioritize sentimentality over objective goodness. So you'll see some weird takes, but I also slightly have basic bitch takes, so please, don't judge me. My favorite anime of all time is Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. I love it. Edward Elric has defined quite a bit of my life, and I will not take it back. However, very close, seconds and other things. Clannad also, meant a lot to me growing up, and I really love Clannad. Kanejika no Miko, if you know, you know. Happy Sugar Life, if you know, you know. Idolmaster was always such a fun time for me, and I still really enjoy the characters, and they make me so happy. Black Lagoon's just fun. I'm not going to apologize. I have sentimentality attachment to Lucky Star, and I will explain maybe on a later date, but for now, I like Lucky Star. Madoka Magica, anyone who's watched Madoka Magica usually adores it, so I don't really think I need to explain that. Bakano, I adore Bakano. I like to think most people adore Bakano. It is, a great show / story. And Banana Fish. If you know, you know. I'm just going to leave it at that. Manga. My favorite manga is Full Moon no Sagashite, and obviously it's a not very popular manga. I'm very well aware that it's very niche, I suppose. Ayuna Tanemura is not niche. She's a very popular shoujo manga artist, but I love Full Moon no Sagashite. It was my first manga I've ever owned, and I read the full thing online, and I just can't help but have sentimental attachment to it. Number 6 is a very close second. I love number 6, and I will not apologize. I like the Ruby Shiromiwa manga specifically. We're not going to talk about my feelings on Ruby, because that is a very long rant that I'll maybe have on another day. And then obviously, the Fullmetal Alchemist manga. Then we move on to games, which was difficult because I play a lot of games. I have a lot of sentiment attachment to a lot of games. So it was a wee, and by a wee, I mean quite difficult for me to pick games. My favorite game of all time is Final Fantasy 13. Specifically Final Fantasy 13-1, not 13-2 or Lightning Returns, but 13-1 is my favorite game of all time due to sentimental attachment. You will learn how much I love this game. Though, very close second favorite, and objectively, I acknowledge that this game is better than Final Fantasy 13. Hollow Knight. I will not apologize, and I like to think that it's pretty mainstream to like Hollow Knight at this point, and ha 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 ha. After that, all of these are kind of just in random order. I just like all of these games a lot, and they all mean a lot to me. Blue Reflection and Atelier, I like Gust, and I want to play more Gust games, and I'm slowly working my way through some Atelier games. So give me time. Give me time. Okay. And then you have DDR Max, which is my favorite rhythm game series. I have most of them for like my PS2. Yes, I'm old. Don't ask questions, but I'm old. Okay. Sonic Unleashed. I will not explain further. Crash Bandicoot. I'll also not explain further. Odin Sphere Le Fraisier. If you know, you know. It's a phenomenal story, and I will scream for it until the end of time. Dead or Alive. If you know, you know. Dynasty Warriors is blatant fun, and I will not apologize. You will not be able to convince me otherwise. I adore Dynasty Warriors. And Dragon Guard 3. If you know, you know. I'm not, no elaboration. I put this section because, most people like to describe what they're going to be doing on stream, which, that is indeed pretty important. So, why did I want to do this? My main gig, I suppose, is my storytelling with my Metal Rabbit stories, including Tear of Ice, my lovely story Tear of Ice. It is out and completely finished. And also, if you would wish to have merch of Tear of Ice, I'm going to do a quick little plug here. But however, I just am very proud and I like doing my storytelling. However, I am very, very, very picky with myself. But here, I'm very, very picky with myself, and I'm not a perfectionist. I don't think I'm a perfectionist, but perhaps. However, I hold myself to a high standard when I'm writing my stories. So I can't help but be, very, very intense. So I wanted to have my YouTube be something that's more chill, where I can just kind of have fun and hang out with people and talk and be passionate and just kind of possibly show my process, possibly not, depending. So I just wanted to have it separated and just be able to have fun here. But what will we do? Well, as you see here, writing streams, art streams, reading streams, and karaoke. I would like to do karaoke. I'm very nervous about my singing voice, so please be patient with me. It will take me a minute to really build up courage to do more often karaoke streams, but I do like karaoke quite a bit, and I would like to do karaoke on stream one day. However, mainly I imagine I will be doing reading and writing streams. Art streams are a little bit more difficult. I don't do digital art very much. I mostly do traditional art, so please be patient with me. But I'll definitely be doing reading and writing streams. And I actually, one day, I really want to do viewers sending me in things they wrote and reading those out loud streams. I feel like those would be really, really fun. And then writing streams, bringing on if I ever get privileged enough to make friends and get other streamer collaborators, I would love to have people to read or to sit with me and collaborate with me on a little short story or something. That would be really, really fun, and I'm a nerd, so please come be my friend. I'm lonely, please. And finally, tags and terms, which, I don't know, I felt like I just should have a tag system. I know there's usually more tags, not safe for work and thumbnail and things like that, which I guess I will make more later on down the road. For at the moment, since I'm a very, 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 very small streamer, there's no point in really having too much. But general is obviously just Let's Bunyan, very easy. You'll notice that my hashtag draw with bun has already been used in the past when I used to stream early, before dates, when I used to just happily very happily just stream, kind of sitting in my room and drawing. But now, drawing with Bun, I'll probably also use that just as my own art tag on like Twitter and things like that. So it's either Draw with Bun or Bun Arts. I appreciate both. So I'll put N Bun Arts. I don't know, because I know on Tumblr I use like Bun Arts or Bun Draws and things like that. So I'll accept both. Let's do that. Yay. And then when I'm live, Bun Live. I didn't use it for this link because I'm stupid. I'll fix it. Don't worry. I'm still trying to get into the habit of, being better on Twitter and things like. I am mostly a Tumblr brat, so please be patient with me. But yeah. Look, I knew I needed a meme tag because I like memes, and D's Buns came to my head, and it was too easy, okay? D's Buns is my meme tag, and please use it. I beg of you, please use it. D's Buns is hilarious. Okay? Okay? I couldn't help it. And I guess I decided to be ambitious and put a quote-unquote fan name. I don't really know. I put flowers, ? Maybe, flowers, Meadow of a Rabbit, Ulmaria, Meadow Sweet, it fits, And plus, due to my storytelling and all the lore of the quote-unquote dimension, as you witnessed, yeah, flowers are quite important. So, I'd like to think, flowers would be a good, quote-unquote fan name. But, yeah, I think that's the end. Yes, that is indeed the end of my debut thing. I wonder what else I should do, obviously, because I could just, end it here and go on with my life. However, I was contemplating singing a song, or maybe even, reading a first chapter of one of my stories, which, that's also a good option. Which, do you have a preference of what I do? I don't really care either way. Rosie, I know you're in the chat. Do you prefer if I sing something or if I read something? If I wanna. I mean, yes, if I wanna. I do kind of wanna, but I could do both. I can just pick a story, read the first chapter, and then, because a part of me also was like, let me be ambitious. And I could read all the first chapters of all of my stories, which that's a lot, That's a bit. That's a little bit of a lot, Don't say I'm great. No, I'm soft. Wait, no. I'm bad at compliments. Don't do this to me. I'm bad at compliments. I'm weak. Okay, I suppose I'll read the first chapter of something. That will take a hot minute considering. You're right. It would take a hot minute. I have 6 stories. It would take a hot minute for me to read all 6, especially since some of the first chapters. Some first chapters are pretty short. Other first chapters are a lot. So maybe not that. Maybe I'll do Tear of Ice, considering that's the one that's out, and Etsy merch for Tear of Ice is out, and marketing. I suppose marketing? Question mark. Shut up. We're not talking about colorless in this house. I mean, you're right. Shut up. It's not my fault that colorless's first chapter is 14 pages, okay? A lot happened and it all needed to be told. Marketing, I suppose. So, let us get ready for, I guess, the first chapter of Tear of Ice. I have to set it up, so give me uno momento, because I decided to really wing this instead of, planning things out like, a good person would. Well, I'm not a bad person, but a better streamer would. Yeah, why think this through? Just go, Wing it. Winging it is what I do best, though, so in my defense. Alright, chapter 1 of Tear of Ice. In advanced warning for people who... Tear of Ice is a new adult fantasy. Tear of Ice is a new adult fantasy. It has some dark elements within it. And the first chapter will seem very slow for you. However, However, comma, it is a slow burn in the start, okay? It is also not the greatest story. But if you wish to read it for free without having to buy it, because you can buy it, the special edition is indeed out and it will forever be out. It is available on my Gumroad as listed in my card in both my lesbian card as well as my Medover Rabbit card. So feel free to buy it there if you want like the pictures with it, because that's what the special edition is for. It's to look pretty with pictures and stuff. However, you can read it for free on Wattpad and Fiction Press. So there, go down to stop. Yeah, fine. I'll stop. I am being yelled at by my mod to stop self-deprecating myself. So I shall. Fine. Tear Vice is a good story. There. Are you happy now? Jesus, Manesis creases. I shall be better with not, self-deprecating myself. Let me set up how Tear Vice looks. So it will set up nicely. It will look nicely on stream. I'm very, very tech dumb, so do not hate me. I'm just here to talk and be weird, okay? I'm not here for much, bro. I'm not here for much. I'm just here to have fun, have a good time. Now, I think it is indeed... Wait, no! Don't say that! Do not do this. Do not do this. Please, I'm soft. No. Anyone who watches any of my streams in the future, I'm soft for compliments. No, don't. I'm being insulted by my friend. All right. Let's share the screen that actually is important at the moment, okay? And let me make sure chapter 1 is appearing. It did! Hooray! Now, chapter 1 is on screen. Let me try to get my best narrator, Carmine voice in. Because I just narrated earlier, so I have to make sure I have decent narration all the way. Oh, God. Tear Vice's first chapter is 15 pages. We're gonna be here for a minute, chat. We're gonna be here for a minute. But it is okay. It is okay. It's finished. It's only 37,000 words. It's a short book. It's a short story. I mean, I think, yeah. I don't think when you were beta reading it, see that you realized that it was like, it's the first chapter is decently long, apparently. I forgot about it too, so it's fine. It's fine. We don't need to acknowledge that. It's fine. Don't think about it. Now, running is all I can remember. Dashing past cornfields and meadows. I don't remember what I was running from. This was all so long ago. But I remember when the scenery changed, magically from green to white with an overlay of red. Luscious fields of flowers and crops fading into dead trees and sheets of snow. My thin dress and low boots quickly became far too sheer to protect me from the change. Chills ran up my bones, jittering me from the inside out, and when exhaustion finally hit, the shining snow felt more comfortable than any bed I ever had. The red glowed off of the environment, bleeding its way from the moon over me. A color I had always felt hatred toward suddenly enveloped me in a way no one else had. And as I lay there, helpless in its hold, I heard sounds, crunching. The snow echoed as something made its way over. My body wouldn't move, exhaustion and the cold taking over, and when whatever came over did touch me, it was soft. A small push for my body to turn onto its side, and when my eyes looked up to the perpetrator, I met sharp blue irises and white fur. A beast. A wolf. Its head tilted, inspecting me, as if seeing if I was alive. Over its right eye, a myriad of scars. Hard for me to have stared at back then. So when my breath left in a puff of mist and it backed away, I was relieved. Its head turned and motioned for another. Before I knew it, I was surrounded. Multiple wolves of varying sizes, all white, coated in the moon's red. I heard their whimpers and occasional small howls, before hearing more crunching, my head leaning up just enough to peek at a vibrant red, more bright than the moon in its light. crimson fluttering through the crisp air, white fur lining the hood. As a brown boot stops before me, and fabric bunches as they kneel, a hand, textured by the gloves it wore, ran itself through my red tresses, the color of the hair I hated now enveloping me in its light, caring for me in ways no one else had, and a gentle voice wafted through the air. May Vise be your light. That name that I never knew back then is now a name I prioritize, a figurehead of my home, of this forest that I found long ago, the wolves that once surrounded me becoming close, a family, the only true one I've ever had. And that figure, that kind figure who patted my head that day and saved me from death, now a decade later lies in her bed, slowly watching as the days goes by, as I take her place and protect this home of ours. Carmine. I look back to the door of my room, floor littered with bundles of sleeping white fur. Please do not judge my attempt at a low voice. I held a warm bowl, empty of oatmeal, in my hands. The voice is low and gentle, revealing that large scarred wolf from years ago. Are you prepared? He asked me, the voice exiting him without movement. I set down the bowl and pull my gloves over my hands. Yeah, I'm coming. The wolf nods and leaves my doorway back down the wooden stairs. I step over the sleeping cubs and gently follow him down. It really doesn't feel as long as it actually, it feels so much shorter than it actually is, considering I'm already on page 3. The wolf nods, leaves my doorway back down to the wooden stairs. I step over the sleeping cubs gently and follow him down. Is it 15 pages, or is it because I readjusted it? Who knows, whatever. It's long. It's decently long, if I'm right. I think this first chapter is a couple thousand words. Yeah, so whatever it is, it's a good chunk. There I found the older wolves all huddling together, some shaking off snow from themselves. My eyes trace up to find a small bed, where she sat up. A gentle smile forms on her wrinkled face as she gestures for me to come closer. In her lap, the familiar crimson cloth with white fur. I gently make my way over to her, sitting on her bed. Carmine, my dear, you've been doing so well taking up the helm. Her hand gently shakes as it reaches up to run through my hair once more. I can't help but smile. Being the Wolfringer is a hard duty, protecting not only the pack but the forest from the tides of the changing world around us. It is an embodiment of Vise, and I am glad I am able to pass it to you. Her hand twists down, shaking just a bit too much as she cups my cheeks. I will sacrifice just as she, for my love is bigger than I. I repeated the mantra of Vise, the core of her ideals. My smile was wide in Grandma's palms. You will be alone from now on. Her voice, soft, as I reach up and touch the frail hand on my cheek. I won't be alone. I have Icarus and the rest of the pack. Don't worry, Grandma, I said, meeting her eyes with a bravado that I wasn't even sure I had. She smiles at me, warmer than before, as she gently pulls her hands from my face. Reaching down to the crimson bundle of fabric, she held it out to me, without a word and waiting for me to take it. I couldn't help but hesitate. Did I really earn this? This simple cloak that I've watched her don for a decade. Surprisingly, it carries a lot of weight in it. I reach forward and take the cloak, holding it close as I stand from the bed. The scarred wolf, Icarus, looks up at me as he strides forward and leaps onto her bed, gently curling up and laying beside her. Everyone in the room stares at me, visibly eager. Are you not going to wear it? She asked. Oh, yeah. Quickly, I unfold the folded fabric and reveal it in all its glory, the bright crimson being so vibrant against the dark wood of our home. My eyes can't help but trail it, even if I'd admired it for years now. Before I can change my mind, I twist it and throw it over my shoulders, adjusting the golden metal clasp that laid on my chest and kept the hood together. I am apparently shorter than Grandma in her prime, seeing as the cloak nearly touched the floor on me. It was never something I thought about until now. I admired it, and ran my hand along the fabric as a small bark echoed in the quiet room. You look lovely, Carmine, for better than I did all those years ago. Grandma spoke up as more and more cubs ran up to me to celebrate. I can't help but giggle as I kneel down and pet the children, noting how some forced their eyes shut as they tried to will out words. After all, with Vise's magic, it is possible for them to talk, but it is difficult. I knew what they were all trying to say anyway, while the much older wolves all comment, gently nuzzling me as I barely fought the smile on my face. You look good. That low voice echoes as I look up to meet those same blue eyes with those scars. Icarus leans over gently over the edge of the bed, letting his snout touch my head before leaning back. But you must still be cautious. Donning that cloak only makes you more of a threat to any who attempt to hurt our home. The protection of my family, our family, is now upon you. My hand stops moving as I feel a tightening in my chest. I know. Was all I was able to manage out. Icarus, Grandma speaks up. Rose. He turned to her, voice gentler than how he referred to me. We must take this seriously. Carmine may don the cloak now, but her combat skills are still inefficient. The ice solstice is coming, and without you, Icarus? She stops him. You're scaring her. Carmine will do well. I see the hesitation in his eyes as he slowly looks down. I just want us all to be safe. And we will be if you stop scaring her. I watch the hand as she presses down on his snout, stuffing his nose into a pillow. Seeing his tail wag in defiance, I snort into my hand. Do not let him scare you. The job is important, yes, but you will be fine. Grandma, I get it. I can handle it. Rising back up to my feet and making my way over to the small table not far from her bed, I pick up my hunting knife and its holster, attaching it to my corset. I hear a ruffling and a growl as Icarus freed himself from Grandma's mischievous hold before jumping down and joining my side. Where's Leah? Isn't she supposed to join me for patrol this morning? I ask Icarus as he shakes out his fur. The sweet thing has overslept. Late night patrol took a lot out of her after scaring away those hunters. Grandma says, a giggle behind her hand. More wolves followed up after Icarus as I shrug and make my way to the door. Turning to my grandma and waving gently with a smile, she waves back, and before I let doubt take me, I open the door. Instantly, the younger wolves fanned out, running into the cold air, disappearing beyond the black bark trees. I close the door behind me and lift the crimson hood over my red hair, letting the soft white fur on it graze my cheek. It was light, far lighter than the coat I usually wore, but it somehow kept me warm all the same. Icarus steps down from the porch, meeting the white snow, so I follow, stepping into the snow and past the trees down the main path. Unlike that night when Grandma and Icarus first found me, there is no red shining from the moon. I learned that this is how the forest usually looks. No flowers or fields of grass to be seen at any time. Thick sheets of snow with dead blackened trees all around. Occasionally blizzards or flurries depending on the day. This never changes. It looks this way all year round. It is fastly approaching. Oh, wait. Icarus. It is fastly approaching. Icarus speaks up as we walk. I glance down to the large wolf before going back to focusing on our surroundings. I knew what he was talking about. The ice solstice. I know. It'll only be in a few months. I look up to the moon, big and white in the surprisingly clear day sky. Nothing like that bleeding red from that night 10 years ago. You will need to be careful. Our home is vulnerable and easily hurt. Icarus, I've lived here for over a decade. I know how the solstice work. It'll be fine. I cross my arms as I continue to look through the trees. I hear him growl, knowing I struck a chord with him. Carmine, you are inexperienced. You may have aided Rose for all these years, but now you cannot rely on her. I know that, I grumbled, but that doesn't mean you get to beat it into me that I might fail. I never said that. You're heavily implying it. He growls more at me as he steps forward a bit and turns to me, those blue eyes sharp as daggers as they glared. For a moment, I thought he would speak, yell, or just bark at me at least, but instead, he turns away and keeps moving forward, going silent as I'm left with nothing to do but follow him. Is he giving me the silent treatment now? Doubting me to such a degree and then ignoring me when I questioned? Eventually, I found myself not even looking at him, focusing my attention to our surroundings and the beauty of our snowy home. Carmine. What? It came out harsh and quick. There's something over there. I finally turn to him and see his snout point to the east. I kneel and point my finger, following his sight line. There, in between the trees, I see blue? Something small and blue in the distance. Quickly, Icarus and I make our way over to it to inspect. I kneel to it and swipe the remaining snow covering it. It was a ripped cloth, a light blue with golden accent tracing the jagged ends of said cloth. It was ripped violently. A cloth? I questioned. Icarus comes to my side, and I hold up the cloth for him to sniff. His eyes narrow when he finishes. It smells familiar, but I cannot remember it, he says. Familiar? The only cloth scent here you should recognize from Grandma and I. There is a hint of rose on it, but it is not her scent. It's something more. Someone else. He tried to think, turning his head down as he did. Either way, we should let the others smell it and have them keep a lookout. If this ended here, I look down at the implication. Could this cloth simply have blown in from the meadow's wind? Icarus nods as he stands. He craned his neck up and let out a howl, loud and echoing, disturbing the stillness of the forest. Snow on a nearby tree gently falling as his howl continued on. In his call, I stare at the cloth. It feels so familiar. I wonder why. The other wolves who had joined Icarus and I on our patrol found our position quick with his howl. I kneeled to them and let them smell the cloth as well. I don't recognize the scent, one spoke up. Not at all, Seth? I questioned. His furry head shook as he sat on the snow. The others also showed that they didn't know what it was. I looked back down to the cloth, clenching it in my gloved fingers. We should show Rose. She may recognize it, another speaks up. My grip tightened as I shook my head. No, I want to do this myself. Carmine. Icarus' voice calls to me from behind. If you so obviously don't trust me, let me at least try to show I can do this. Everyone went quiet, the others not knowing about the tension Icarus and I suddenly have. I look back at him as he simply stares at me, then crumbles a bit, then crumbles, oh no, then grumbles a bit and turns away. Standing back up, I place the cloth in the pocket of my skirt. All right, everyone, go back to your post. Not a single word of this to Grandma, okay? I see them hesitate, but eventually nod as they scurry off in their individual directions. I turn back to Icarus, who didn't face me. Come on, Icarus. I turn to continue our patrol, leaving him to follow me. The rest of the patrol around the main path was clear. As we came to the edge of the forest, sudden sheets of white snow fading into a green field. By the field alone, you could tell that it's fall, the dying leaves not being far from my vision. If it wasn't for Grandma and Icarus keeping tabs on when the solstice is, I would get lost in the everlasting winter of our home. You're staring, Icarus says. Do you miss it? No. It was an instant response. I'm happy living here with Grandma and the pack. And you. My eyes continue to stare at the long stretch of green. There was never anything out there for me anyway. Or anyone. I take a moment to look down on the large scarred wolf, his eyes looking up at me as well. My hand gently touches his fur. And that's why I will prove to you that I can keep our home safe. I am not Rose, no, but I am here. He didn't reply. Blue eyes shifting. Seeing his hesitance, I pull my hand away. I'll prove it to him, one way or another. Rising to my feet, I turn back to the main path. Let's get back home. Woo! Hold your applause. Yes, I know. I'm a master of storytelling. No, but trust me, like, it gets better throughout the story. The first couple of chapters are not the worst, but they're not as good as, like, when we're in the nitty-gritty of the story. Okay, let me be clear. Thank you. When I do reading streams, I will be, like, mostly focusing on the reading part, and I'll kind of be jumping back and forth from the chat. It will be a little bit, so if you, like, message something during, like, the... Okay. I won't deprecate myself. It's a good first chapter for what it is. It is it's a good chapter. Thank you. But for reading streams, I'm going to be mostly focusing on whatever page I'm on to read, obviously, because that's kind of the point of it. However, like between like certain paragraphs and like certain chapters, I will like pause and like come to check the chat and see if any messages came. But yeah, so if you message things during while I'm reading and like it gets caught up by things, yeah, don't don't be like, oh, where was you didn't read my blah 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 blah. But I'm trying to read, okay? But yeah. That was the first chapter of Tear of Ice, which you could read in full, completely. The entire 17-chapter experience, the entire 37,000-word experience, available on my Wattpad, as well as my Fiction Press, as well as on Gumroad if you want to have the art with it, as well as, see the cover, and see the back cover, and see Vise's hymn, and all that other shit. If you want to be special, you want to be even specialer than that? Tear of Ice merch is available on my Etsy until July 6th. You only have like 3 fucking days. If you want merch of Tear of Ice, it will come back. Obviously, I'm not going to throw them away forever, but like they will come back and be available for sale at a later date. However, this first run will be only until July 6th. The next merch that will come up will be all Meadow of a Rabbit based. Hooray! I feel weird just like plugging myself, but hey, a bunny gotta do what a bunny gotta do, okay? Marketing. Wait, look, I got a bunny gotta do what a bunny gotta do, and marketing. I love this feature where I can just click something. I can just click a comic and make it work. Okay, it's funny. I'm gonna be taking advantage of this. Okay. I hope you enjoyed that. I am very, very happy how it came out. Marketing! Now, I suppose, is the song part, which, here's the question. What song? I was very much contemplating, like, because my first cover was posted onto my YouTube, like a week or two ago. I'm very bad at time, but I sung Agony, English version that I wrote for Agony by Kotoko. So, yeah, it's not the greatest. I like singing, okay? So I was thinking of like another Kotoko song and like doing that, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It was a very hard to, decide. But I can indeed, quote unquote, looky. Give a quick look see. Thank you for liking it. Yay. I worked decently hard on that Agony, actually. I'm not great at mixing. I like to make music, but I'm not great at it. But I don't really know what I'm doing with mixing. I just sing into a mic and hope it works. Well, I don't even have a mic. I just sing into my laptop and I hope it works. But you know what? It worked good enough for me. I'm not picky. I'm not here. Please, I'm not gonna be giving like the best. You don't come here expecting like Amelie levels of talented singing and like great production value. Okay. I'm here for fun. I'm here because I just like doing these things. This is the side gig. So just, I don't know, don't hold me in too high of a regard, I suppose. I'm just excited and I'm just here to have fun. However, if I do indeed sing another Kotoko song, which song? Side gig for the win! Yeah! Side gig for the win! Side gigs are the best. If you want to support my main gig, you go down to my socials. I'm kidding. I just thought it would be funny if I continue to plug. Feel free to not support me monetarily. I'm not begging for money, I promise. I'm not begging for money, I promise. Oh, I could just sing Agony live. Just straight up just sing Agony live. More marketing! You can't just say these things when you're right, but you can't just say these things. Sorry. I should be laughing so hard. But yes, I could just sing Agony. Ooh, let me switch. Let me adjust this. I mean, it feels appropriate. I mean, it's very much an Ulmaria song. So give me uno momento. So I can set it up properly so it can be shown nicely. I'll say what I want as long as it ain't against the rules. I mean, yeah, it ain't against the rules, so you got me there, Jimbo. I can't send you to the shadow realm yet. It's fine. It's fine. But, God, gotta find a way. Gotta adjust how this is laid out. Come on, don't be difficult. I feel like it should be a little bit more to the side. If you're questioning why it takes me so long, don't question it. I'm very tech dumb, okay? And I just if I figure out a way, I'm going to make it work. And I make it work. So don't question it. Just know I make it work, okay? I mean, of course, yes, we are indeed friends, Rosie. I would never block you. You've never done anything wrong. You don't you have friend privileges, and what is wrong compared to you? You've never committed any sins. Pure child. Pure person. Let me prepare, I guess, Agony on. If you're wondering about all the clicking, don't ask. That's just how busted, this is how scuffed my streams are going to be. I warned you when I said that this isn't going to be top tier shit, okay? It's gonna be scuffed as fuck, and you're all going to like it. There it is. Oh god. Okay. Oh wait, I forgot to change the layout because we're not reading anymore. I'm getting used to this. Give me a second. I'm sorry. Well, there's nothing to apologize for. Like I warned, this is scuffed as fuck. I ain't trying to hide it. There we go. Much better. But indeed, let's change the overlay to the proper overlay for what we are doing at the moment. Because we are no longer reading stories. This is now a karaoke stream. Ta-da! I have multiple poses. You've been bamboozled, I guess. Surprise? Question mark? Biggie! Now let's start. Okay. In the end, a dream come true, a whisper lost within the shadows like the light I got from you into the night. On the moon, it goes soon enough. I'll see your eyes. The fate will see up in that night sky. Yes and no, it will soon be time. That was the promise that I gave to you. I hang my head knowing it won't come true as the tears fall from the moon into my hands, bleeding through just for you. But what I could do for you, I muttered as it too was lost within the night. That day we met when you smiled, dear. In my heart it was clear, it means all I want is to hold you with me, to protect the promise that we had made. Even though I know it'll only bring me such agony, just to be right there, right by your side, to be able to spend every moment there in time. I would do anything, even the pain cannot compare to the memories of you I love. As the thoughts rewind and play again here in my mind, I wonder in the end if we could just pretend that peace can come to us. So wish like that, dance in my hands, it flies up to the sky. In the dawn it turns to light. Illusions are all around. When they come by, then they go so quickly. Evil thoughts eating away my fingers wrapped in an endless chain. Oh, can it be the solitude I'm trapped inside, with anywhere to go from here? And cutting through the wind like a blade, your words are my sweet embrace. It is cold because of you. What to do? The words you uttered completely false. They're with me, drowning in the darkness that carries on. Just to breathe the air and feel the wind, to be able to stay right there and feel your pain. Slowly I come to see reality about this love has always had a sad ending. But the joy I felt still happened, though frozen in time. On my shoulders is your heart, so I can't fall apart until the sunrise. I'll hide inside that endless night, the fragments of regret turns to light as I repent. God, I love this song. Just to feel you, hold you close, to feel that joy again, about the time we spent. No matter all the pain, when we depart becomes a bond. In the end I'll be right here next to you. Just to be right there, right by your side, to be able to spend every moment there in time. I would do anything, even the pain cannot compare to the memories of you I love. As the cause of us are left alone here in this place, I wonder if we'll fall, if you could just recall that peace can come to us maybe one day, 1,000 years, the memories of our tears. In the dawn they turn to light. I was very tempted to sing it in Japanese, considering I have it memorized, but I wanted to, I guess, bring homage to my original cover video. But I'm very happy I was able to do that. I love that song. I'm very loud about it. Yes, I know. I'm sorry. I keep saying. I'm very passionate, okay? You can't blame a person for passion. Wow, I can't believe it's been an hour. I mean, debut streams usually like go from like 20 minutes to slightly more, but like, so basically, I shall show off the other overlays as well. Here is what you'll see whenever I'm doing an art stream. Look at me. Look at me. It's so cute. And here's for a writing stream. I am very excited to be doing all of these things on stream. I do kind of want to make like a gaming overlay just in case if I do indeed choose to game. I do have a bit of an idea of like downloading like Love Nikki onto my laptop and like playing Love Nikki for like some streaming idea. I might try it. English. I might try it, but at the moment, I'm probably going to stick with these 4 like streaming ideas. However, I'm just happy, and I'm happy I'm able to continue to do this. Now we get to the nitty gritty and discuss schedule. I've not made a fancy schedule post. I apologize. I'm sorry. This week has been a little bit hectic for me, but schedule-wise, I will try to stream every Sunday. I'll at least try to stream every Sunday at 12 p.m. EST. This time, I'll probably stream for at least like 1 to 2 hours, maybe even 3. Maybe even stream like slightly earlier if I want to do for a longer stream. But, I'm going to try to stream every Sunday because I'm just doing fun things. And sometimes you may have like random guerrilla streams because I just want to share like what I'm writing or anything, or share what I'm reading. Oh, by the way, my writing streams will not be, available for like casual, like if I'm writing one of my main stories. Like if I'm writing my main stories, I will probably do like a stream for like maybe patrons, but not for like public because those are Writing streams would definitely be like short stories or like fan fictions and things of like I would gladly do those like cute little writing exercises. Reading stories, I will maybe like read some of my stories, like some of my main stories, like up to like spoiler points where like shit really kicks into high gear, which is different places for different stories. Like, for example, like Tear of Ice, like that would mean I would like stop reading at like chapter 5 or 4. But for like other stories, like I'll have to stop immediately, like after chapter 1, Arcane Eclipse. But feel free to read all of my stories on Wattpad and Fiction Press. The only one I have not posted officially yet is Libreria because I have the prologue for Libreria. Done. However, chapter 1 of Libreria is indeed not written, and I still not finished, and I want to finish that. So, but that's why I have not posted on my Wattpad or Fiction Press yet. Yeah, Arcane Eclipse is. Ooh, I love Arcane Eclipse. It's one of my favorite one of my projects. However, it is a very messy. Feel free to read any of my works though, and feel free if I am blessed enough to gain an audience, please send me your works as long as it's not like hateful. I don't accept transphobic, homophobic, racist things. Please do not read my rules for here is like specifically for like live streaming rules, but I also have like rules of just interacting with me and my like work and stuff in my Meadow of a Rabbit card. So if you want like things to understand how to interact with like my work and stuff, please go to my Meadow of a Rabbit card and read like the guideline section. Please, because I post it everywhere for a reason. Please read my rules. I don't like having to repeat myself now. So I will be mostly attempting to stream on Tuesdays. Well, not Tuesdays, because the Tuesdays are days I spend with my partner. But I may stream tomorrow because I am indeed free tomorrow. So I might stream tomorrow, maybe a little something, something. Maybe I may just give in and yeet myself at that Love Nikki idea I've been thinking about. Because if you couldn't tell, I'm very, very, very impulsive. I just do what I want. So please feel free to if you want. I'll probably be streaming tomorrow. Maybe Love Nikki, maybe reading, maybe drawing. Who knows? Whatever. I'll decide it when I get there. But I'll definitely at least try to have a stream every week. And if I miss a couple, if I miss it, who cares? I'm doing this for fun. I'm not like a part of a company or anything. This is all just me having fun, just trying to have fun and talk to people and be passionate and share my passions and things of the like. And I guess, the blessed word that is apparently a part of the stream now, freaking marketing. So, but this is indeed mostly for fun. So feel free to come here and talk to me. However, if you want more of my professional look, my Meadow of a Rabbit Tumblr blog is where I'm very more or less professional. Marketing is where I'm mostly professional. So, but if you want to interact with me on anything that has the Meadow of a Rabbit title, don't come there trying to be buddy. Meadow of a Rabbit things are specifically made for business kind of purposes and to be for my stories. However, if you see Les Bunny in, feel free. Feel free. That's just me having fun and shit posting. I'll also do a lot of things. If you want to get to contact with me or have fun with me quicker, Tumblr is really the way to go. However, I am using Twitter recreationally a little bit more actively, so that's also fun. I also do take commissions. You just have to find it in my Les Bunny card. Okay, there. The boom. This is a lot of marketing. This is all the marketing in one go. But overall, this is just for fun, for me to do something on Sundays, share my passions and share what I like to do and share and hopefully make people happy and just have fun. So honestly, I hope that I get to make a good amount of friends here and just have fun with everyone and just have fun with people and maybe meet some other streamers and collab or something. I don't know. I just want to have fun with people. I just want to have fun and be, happy. So I think this is where I'm going to close it out and sign off. Thank you all for coming. Well, thank you for coming and for witnessing my debut, quote unquote debut. I'm very happy to be, doing this again and just to have fun and talk and enjoy myself. I'll probably be streaming tomorrow. Will I do Love Nikki? Probably. I'm not gonna lie now. I'm not gonna download it on my laptop as soon as I get off of the stream. But I guess kind of maybe expect a Love Nikki stream tomorrow. I don't know. I just think it's a fun idea. And thank you for coming and enjoying and giving me company, giving me time. I hope you are all ready to hear this multiple times over because I plan to end all of my streams like this. So, may we never forget that lovely meadow. May the memory of the meadow never fade. And remember, be kind.